and Johnny Butler, both coming off injuries. Both were large contributors to this game, and both brought home this victory for sure. Stephen Wassel replacing Adam Bednarik after going down in Week 1, and Johnny Butler replacing Christian Wise, who was out of the game with an injury. Finally, we can say we have a win here. Not a high-scoring affair, but still the Firebirds were able to take home a W for the first time this season, and that definitely relieves a lot of pressure that I'm sure these players were feeling. And, it's great to finally have a W. Now, the one thing that I have to say is that attendance was down. It has been down week by week throughout the first three. We're now well below league average. We put up about 5,000, then about 4,000, then about 3,000. So we're going down by thousands. Let's stop that trend. And, I don't know what's going on because the Albany Firebirds of the AFL obviously had a huge following, but the Conquest obviously not so much. And I think the whole idea of the Firebirds returning has worn off, and people are starting to still realize that this is an AF2 team, and it's not exactly the same. So, there's a lot of interview footage ahead, so I can't keep this too long. But it was nice as a fan to finally, be behind a team that won a game. The players, so much different. I was behind near the locker room after the game. Everyone's so happy. Clearly a lot of stress relieved. And they're definitely off to business to try to get another one of these. So now on to the interviews. All right, we're here with Stephen Wassel, back from injury. What was it like sitting on the sidelines after starting off that first game pretty well and then having to come out? What was it like sitting on the sidelines?
I mean, it's always tough, but there was nothing I could do about it. I was put there by injury. So, I just went out every week of practice, sat there next to coach, heard the play, learned, made the reads on my own, helped Adam out when I could, as much as I could. I know how it is for a first-year guy in the arena game, so I tried to help him out as much as I could. And the biggest thing I did that helped prepare me for this is just sit there and learn.
And immediately when you were back to health, that's the week you came in. Was that difficult at all, and what kind of changes in practice did you need to make to all of a sudden get adjusted to starting, or had you really been working on the types of stuff that you guys were adjusting to throughout the season?
Yeah, first couple weeks was more just conditioning and straight ahead running. Then last week I was just in my helmet. This week I was in pads. Adam and I split reps just like we did in camp. And, coach made the decision on Friday. He talked to us and said, I don't feel someone should lose their spot to injury. So he said he was going to give me my spot back, and it was mine to keep or lose. And, I just came out, like I said, I learned for the past 4 weeks, and that's pretty much what helped me, just sitting there learning.
And how much of it, as a confidence booster, is it to come in for this first game and get that win? And how do you think you can take that motivation and the momentum and that confidence to move on and take this team, which had previously not even won a game, to win some more after today?
It's a huge confidence boost anytime you win, especially starting the second half, being down, a handful of points, and basically taking the game from them. A big thing, we didn't have Christian Wise. Johnny stepped up, made some plays, played a position that he hadn't even practiced all week, and came out and, made plays for us. Ray was catching the ball. Everybody was catching the ball. It's a huge confidence boost when you can get everybody involved, especially on the defensive side. Defense stepped up, caused the fumble, got a pick at the end of the game to seal it. If you can get an all-around win like that and take a game from another team, that gives your team just a huge confidence boost.
All right. Stephen Wassel, everybody.
Take it easy.
I'm here with Johnny Butler. You may not recognize him because he hasn't been playing much this season, but today he certainly did show up to play, caught some nice touchdowns, almost got hurt, but was able to really perform well for the Firebirds tonight. And how did that feel to come in and perform right away?
Man, I feel pretty good. Just glad to be part of the win. That's it, man. So, pretty much it, man. Just glad to win. Yeah.
And once Christian Wise comes back, how do you think that you will fit in? Because you were sort of replacing him this week, but you obviously showed you belong. So how do you think the receiving core will adjust to having both of you guys?
I mean, we actually got about 5 or 6 guys. So I think we're gonna hold up pretty well. I mean, we're gonna have a rotate now, so a pretty good rotation. So That's pretty much it.
And what do you feel was the difference maker in this game? I mean, you played well, Wassel played well, both newcomers pretty much. Do you feel you guys were the difference makers, or do you think it was an overall team effort?
I think it was overall team effort. Defense stepped up. O-line, D-line, everybody stepped up and played as a team. Special teams as a whole. We just played good together.
And a couple of players have been saying that practice was way more physical, and that may have knocked you guys into shape. How can you attest to that, and how can you say maybe that knocked you guys into shape this week?
No, but Tuesday was the worst day. I think it was worse than training camp. So I'm still sore from Tuesday. So it might have helped. I mean, it was a confident boost. I should put it like that, because we had more physical contact, and he wanted to see what guys was gonna step up and play. So that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Seeing more of this man.
All right.
I'm here with Reggie Paramore, lineman for the Firebirds, and what was it like finally getting this win and playing physical and winning out at the end?
It was a long time coming. We bust our butts every week. Work our hardest. We was just mixing things up, putting certain players certain places. We didn't have a couple of our key guys, but in the same sense, we came together as a team, and that's what we've been wanting to do all season. We weren't really finishing games the way we needed to, and finally this game, it was a awakening for us, and I feel like this is going to help us keep progressing forward and accomplishing all our goals this year.
And sometimes it's tough to get a lineman's perspective, but what do you think changed for you guys that helped bring this first win, and what do you guys have to continue to do to keep bringing these W's?
I think we just play with more intensity this game, I mean,
how we had a great game, my man right here.
we was getting pressure up the middle, pressure on the outsides, and, we just needed to come together as one. We were all getting back there instead of one or two guys, getting pressure on the quarterback. So we came together as one, and that's what it takes to win in these ball games, because they're not won in the first half or the third quarter. They won all 4 quarters.
And who do you think was the biggest newcomer to the team? Who helped you most? Because they're making a lot of changes. And what do you think was some of the most positive moves, some of the most effective players?
You know what? To be honest with you, I think all of us made a big change. However, we had some guys who came in like Johnny Butler. They didn't want a piece of him. They didn't want a part of him, and he did a really good job for us. But a lot of us stepped up all together, played as a team, and that's how we got this W. Not one person won this game. We all won this game together.
And how does the quarterback change, did you think, affect maybe team morale? What was it like changing, from all sides of the ball? How do you see that? Your leader is basically changing. And coming back from injury, did you guys have a lot of confidence in Wassel, or, what was that like for you guys?
No, we definitely had a lot of confidence in Wassel, because he was there the first game, and he got out this first series. I mean, we're a little bit down by it, but we continue to scratch and claw our way. And by him coming back, I think it uplifted us some, because we know that he is a veteran. We just know how he is. We knew that he can play, so we felt comfortable. I mean, we felt comfortable with Adam, but in the same sense, it was uplifting for us. And I feel like he stepped it up today, but we all stepped it up. It wasn't just on him. We all make mistakes during the game, and we all make great plays. So I feel like we all came together and made great plays to finish this game and get that W.
All right. Good game today.
All right, thank you.
All right.
See me again. All them quarterbacks out there, man, I love y'all, but I'm going to play my game, and I'm going to be on you. Peace.
With Johnny Butler making a big impact in his first game.
We was waiting on him. He had been on IR he had messed up his ankle early, so it was just a matter of time. We already knew he could play, and a lot of teams didn't think he could run as fast as he did. He was actually a track star at Grambling State, so they didn't know he had the speed that he had, but a great game out of him.
Were you worried he was hurt on either of those touchdown catches in the fourth quarter? He hit that
yeah, I held my breath a little bit and did some praying too at the same time. But no, Johnny's one of those guys. He's just a tough guy. He got kind of winded with it being his first game, and he just responded well.
Does it feel now like you can maybe put something together?
One at a time. Okay. Yeah, one at a time, man. You can't win the second one until you win the first one. So we just got to go back to the table. We got to go down and play a good team in Louisiana, and just hopefully, like I told him after this game, I said, you remember this feeling, how good it feels compared to them other 5 weeks. So now we want to keep this feeling.
Thank
you.
I hate to even bring this up, but with the whole Vic situation, was that at all a distraction this week? And clearly it didn't hurt you,
To be
but
honest with you, it was all about Mahoney Valley for me and that staff. We went out there, and our whole main thing and our whole focus was all about Mahoney Valley.
And towards the end of the game, were you worried at all that maybe the team, I mean, traditionally the team had led up towards end of games, and you were able to hold up this time. What was the difference, and were you at all worried about what was going to happen?
The guys accepted the challenge. They accepted the challenge, said they wasn't going to let this one get away. It was our time, like I told them at the beginning of the game. This is our time to win the game, and that's what they did. They accepted the challenge.
All right.
Okay?
Good game.